Prayer is the key to build our Christian personality. Prayer is key to build a happy home. And also prayer is the key to the great revival. Every day, like a drawing person try to grasp air, so I'm trying to grasp through prayer to receive more anointing from the Lord. Because to meet the challenge of every day of my ministry, I need a tremendous amount of anointing, peace of God, wisdom of God, understanding of God, and knowledge of God, might and discerning of God. And to receive that kind of God's peace, joy, might, I should pray. Without prayer, I can't get that kind of anointing from the Lord. So I am desperate every day. I'm a desperate person. If I don't pray, I can't carry out my work because I'm constantly under tremendous pressure and stress that my heart would be stirred up and I would lose the peace. And then I will not have the joy and might and strength to carry out the work of the Lord. People are asking me questions, what kind of pressure do you have? Well, every day I should take care of 750,000 members of our church. My main auditorium seats 12,000 people. And then we have 20 satellite churches, and each church has 5,000 to 10,000 members. And I'm preaching to them simultaneously with main auditorium congregation through satellite and all of it. And also we made a sovereign church of another 15 satellite churches, which has 10,000 to 100,000 members. And I chopped off the church and the congregation to my associate and sent them out to take charge of the church. So we are actually carrying out the service through mostly television, through satellites. So we hook up to the satellite in orbit, and through that we preach to the 20 satellite churches and 160 branch churches flung out throughout Korea, then to churches in Japan. And we also have 300 prayer houses. All the people and invalid people could not come to the church, so we made 300 prayer houses near to these people, and from 50 to 300 people are in prayer houses, having a simultaneous service through this satellite television. And added that we have internet church, we have internet broadcasting station, and most of the young couple are staying home watching the internet, having the service, because we have parking space only for 5,000 cars. So more than that, we can't accommodate. So young people with children have a very hard time to find a parking place. They stay home and they have service through our internet system. And after seeing the internet and having the service, then they send the tithe and offering by click, click, click. So we receive all tithe and offering through clicking. And think of that, I have no way to visit my home, Christians' home and counsel with them and pray for them. Many people are having home trouble, children's trouble, business trouble, and sick. And they all want to have my personal contact. But I can't. So I found a way. Every morning I come to my office and I stay for 2 hours before internet. And they send message through internet and I answer back through the internet. And through internet, I pray. Through internet, I consult. And through internet, I preach to them. So we have wonderful fellowship and home visitation through internet. And God has given in this age a wonderful instrument to use for the propagation of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So practically nowadays, I don't visit any home. Of course, I have no time to do that. But through internet, every morning for 2 hours, I carry out all home visitation, all consultation. And I pray through internet for the sick people. And then added that, I have a great pressure to oversee the prayer mountain. I call it prayer town. We have a big prayer town. Main auditorium seats 7,000 people. Then added that, we have dormitories and dining facilities and everything. Every day, more than 3,000 people are up there fasting and praying. And so I should oversee those setup. Then added that, we have a big social work. We have technical college for underprivileged young people, those derelict young people. And we get them on the street, and the police station send them, men and women, and we clean them up, and we put them in dormitory, and we give them a technical education free of charge. So we are teaching them automobile repair, computer programming, architectural drawing, hairdressing, cooking, everything. And then when they graduate from our technical college, they become fine young men and women, good Christian, and they would go out and become a wonderful citizen. And that is also a burden and pressure for me, raising the fund to feed them, to clothe them, to educate them. Then we also operate the senior citizens home and also house for the senile dementia. So many people are senile nowadays around the world. And people are giving them up on the street. So we gather together and we wash them, take care of them till they go to heaven. And to do that, I should raise also a lot of money. And also, we are operating our daily Christian newspaper, which has 500,000 circulation every day. And it is not easy to publish newspaper daily, because president calls us, congressman calls us, and business people calls us and ask us to add this article, ask us to withdraw that article. A lot of pressure comes from every part of society. But we are standing on Christian standard and we don't compromise. So it's a wonderful Christian witness through a daily newspaper. And we are publishing the largest and the best Christian magazines and also weekly church newspaper. And added that, we are operating Hansei University. My wife is in charge of that, with 3,000 students, and the Bethesda Christian University together. And I tell you, the budget is enormous, so I should try to raise a fund to relieve my wife of the headache. And then we have churches in abroad. We have 400 churches in USA. Actually, I've studied 600 churches in America among the Americans, and 200 of them become rebellious and left me a few years ago. But still, I take care of 400 American churches here in the USA, and we have more than 100 churches in Europe, 50 churches in Japan. Then we have churches in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, and the countries of Africa, all over the world. And since I've dispatched 600 missionaries around the world, constantly they are sending the message asking me